Mother Earth is blessed with abundant natural resources and environments. Plagued, however, with skyrocketing populations, famine, poverty, global warming, shortages, and a myriad of other problems, these natural resources are growing increasingly limited. Humankind must now use its collective wisdom to utilize these limited resources effectively in order to protect the lives of Earth's inhabitants. And this is a grave issue for Japan, which relies on imports for 60% of its domestic food consumption. One organization works in coordination with research facilities around the world to actively contribute towards solving problems involving agriculture, food supply, and the environments of tropical, subtropical, and developing nations. JIRCAS, the Japan International Research Center for Agricultural Sciences. JIRCAS is an incorporated administrative agency under the jurisdiction of the Japanese Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries. It is a unique, comprehensive research institute encompassing the fields of both the natural sciences and social sciences. Just what does JIRCAS do to assist with the crises that the world faces? Simply put, JIRCAS is charged with two missions. One is to conduct studies and analyses towards securing a stable global food supply. The other is to engage in technological research and development to find solutions to food and environmental problems. In order to fulfill these missions, JIRCAS has been focusing its research as of 2006 on 5 areas based on studies into trends in food supply around the world. Securing sufficient agricultural productivity in marginal areas, coping with the various problems plaguing highly populated regions in Asia, aiding African countries suffering from poverty and hunger, biomass technology research to contribute towards solving environmental and energy-related problems, improving the agricultural production in tropical and subtropical islands. JIRCAS conducts joint research programs with international research organizations, governments of various countries, individual research centers, universities, and similar facilities. JIRCAS uses biotechnology to research ways to improve agricultural productivity in marginal areas, where the dry and highly saline environments have made food self-sufficiency extremely difficult. One of the results of these efforts is the discovery of genes called DREB that confer stress tolerance to plants. The DREB genes that JIRCAS discovered are genes that hold the key to withstanding dry, saline, and low-temperature environments. Their resistant properties have been verified at the greenhouse level. Currently, together with 5 research organizations of the Consultative Group on International Agricultural Research, or CGIAR, DREB genes have been introduced into various plants in order to conduct collaborative field trials. JIRCAS joint research projects concerning the problems facing Asia concentrate on achieving stable agricultural productivity and protecting the livelihood of people. For example, virtually all of the farming activities taking place on the Indochina Peninsula are rain-fed agriculture that is dependent on an unstable supply of rainwater. JIRCAS researchers have developed technologies to efficiently utilize water resources in research collaboration with the International Training Center for Agriculture Development, ITCAD, in Thailand. To help the technologies take root and improve the farmer's income, joint research is being carried out with other local research facilities to develop and verify agriculture and livestock production technologies centered on effective use of water resources, with the participation of local farmers in Laos and the northeastern part of Thailand. Collaborative research to increase farmers' income is also taking place in Vietnam. This is a region where the citrus greening disease is endemic, destroying citrus trees in the process and reducing the income of farmers in certain areas by about 50%. The disease has spread to other farms in Southeast Asia, as well as the Ryukyu Islands in Japan, inflicting tremendous damage on citrus orchards. Working in collaboration with researchers at SOFRI, Vietnam's Southern Fruit Research Institute, JIRCAS conducts research into controlling the Asian citrus psyllid, which acts as a vector in transmitting the disease. It also studies disease-resistant cultivars and methods of cultivation to reduce the damage of the disease. JIRCAS also conducts research in Japan aimed at improving methods to detect the pathogen and understanding how the pathogen bacteria proliferates in the citrus plant. The Sabah region in Malaysia faces the escalating destruction of tropical forests. JIRCAS staff work with local researchers at the Forest Research Center on joint research projects to rehabilitate those tropical rainforests. The researchers develop agroforestry technology to harmonize the production of cash crops with the regeneration of valuable trees of the Dipterocarpaceae family that once flourished in the area. Fish breeding has become very popular in Southeast Asia. However, the industry faces serious environmental problems, such as deteriorating water quality, the abandonment of breeding ponds, and the cutting down of mangrove forests. Working together, Thai and JIRCAS researchers search for ways to use the natural environment to improve the water quality of the breeding ponds and restore and preserve the brackish water areas for mangrove trees. In Japan, JIRCAS researchers work on research projects to cultivate giant freshwater prawns and Pacific white shrimp. The data collected is very useful in restoring the environment and developing technology to cultivate them in Southeast Asia. Africa is one of the regions JIRCAS focuses on to achieve self-sufficiency in food production and supply. The Sahel region in the southern Sahara Desert receives very little rainfall and has low fertility soil, making it one of the poorest agricultural areas in the world. Soil management technology is being developed here to more effectively use the resources of the region, with the aim of enhancing agricultural production through the improvement of the fertility of the land. Another area of focus is research into biomass conversion to revitalize agriculture and contribute solutions for environmental and energy problems. Southeast Asia is blessed with abundant biomass resources, such as oil palm, sugarcane, and rubber. JIRCAS is involved in developing technology that converts biomass into materials like plastic and into ethanol to power automobiles. The final area of focus is research involving small islands with limited soil and water resources. JIRCAS conducts research on Ishigaki Island, located in the subtropics at 24 degrees north latitude, using its natural weather conditions. Here, researchers study the influence of the unique soil and climate of tropical and subtropical islands on crop production. They are also developing technology to prevent soil from being washed away and to grow crops using less water and fertilizer. The aim is to use limited resources more effectively and reduce environmental contamination. Taking advantage of the subtropical climate at 24 degrees north latitude, JIRCAS is also developing a broad range of agricultural technologies that can be applied to other tropical and subtropical regions of the world. Stabilization of the global production of soybeans is a major concern for Japan because 95% of its domestic consumption depends on imports. South America raises a large number of cattle and is the second largest producer of soybeans in the world next to the United States. JIRCAS is advancing collaborative research for sustainable soybean production in South America by using agro-pastoral systems to prevent the deterioration of the soil caused by continuous cultivation and to control pests and diseases. The research also extends to developing new breeds which are highly tolerant of environmental stress, such as drought. Agricultural production in inland and northeastern China has benefited less from the country's rapid economic growth and is subject to fluctuation due to natural disasters. Stabilization of farm income is becoming a serious concern. To this end, JIRCAS jointly studies early warning systems and alternative policy measures for mitigating the risks caused by agroclimatic disasters. Functioning on a global scale, JIRCAS is heavily involved in fostering the development of researchers capable of shaping the future of agricultural research in Japan and other countries. JIRCAS dispatches young Japanese researchers to agricultural research organizations all over the globe, in collaboration with CGIAR, or the Consultative Group on International Agricultural Research. It also sponsors fellowship programs to invite overseas researchers to Japan. JIRCAS also conducts symposia and seminars on an ongoing basis to discuss agricultural, food, and environmental problems facing the world, responding to the hopes and expectations of researchers worldwide. Each year, close to 500 researchers from 40 countries attend. JIRCAS will continue its research in close collaboration with organizations and researchers in all four corners of the globe. By effectively supporting people involved in the agriculture, forestry, and fisheries industries, it is doing its part to help alleviate hunger and poverty around the world.